Ukraine has marked its Independence Day with a military showcase unlike any previous celebration. In Kyiv, drones have taken center stage with aerial, ground and naval unmanned systems put on display in a parade highlighting how warfare has rapidly changed since Russia's full-scale invasion. The showcase is being described as Ukraine's first major drone-focused military parade, with unmanned technology dominating the skies, streets and waterways of the capital. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy used the occasion to highlight Ukraine's growing defense industry and its shift toward modern warfare technology. For Kyiv, the message is clear. Drones are no longer simply supporting weapons on the battlefield, they have become a central part of Ukraine's military strategy. On the Dnipro River, 9 unmanned vessels took part in the parade, putting Ukraine's naval drone capabilities on display. The drone boats have become one of the most distinctive elements of Ukraine's modern military arsenal. They have been used extensively in the war against Russia, particularly in operations targeting Russian naval assets and infrastructure in and around the Black Sea. And in Kyiv's skies, bomber drones were also showcased, underlining the growing importance of unmanned aircraft in Ukraine's military operations. Aerial target interceptors were another feature of the display, demonstrating how drone technology is being used not only for attack and reconnaissance, but also for defense against other airborne threats. The showcase also highlighted the country's rapidly expanding defense industry. Zelenskyy said Ukraine has built a new defense industry, increasingly focused on technologies designed for the realities of modern warfare. That transformation was visible on the ground as well. Around 30 unmanned ground vehicles, or UGVs, rolled through Kyiv. The vehicles were displayed in formation along Kreshchatyk Avenue, offering a glimpse into another rapidly developing area of Ukraine's military technology. Some Ukrainian UGVs are equipped with heavy machine guns, giving troops the ability to deploy remotely operated firepower without putting soldiers directly in harm's way. But their roles extend well beyond combat. Unmanned ground vehicles are being used for reconnaissance and mine-clearing missions, allowing troops to carry out dangerous tasks while reducing exposure to battlefield risks. They can also transport ammunition and other supplies directly to frontline positions. And in another critical role, UGVs are being used to help evacuate wounded Ukrainian soldiers from dangerous areas. Ukraine says the scale of this technology is growing rapidly. Its unmanned ground vehicles have reportedly carried out more than 66,000 missions this year. At the same time, Kyiv has contracted more than 22,000 domestically produced UGVs, signaling the growing industrial scale behind Ukraine's unmanned warfare program. The developments point to something much bigger than a military parade. War-torn Ukraine is building an entire ecosystem around unmanned warfare. Drones and robotic systems are increasingly being integrated into reconnaissance, logistics, combat, evacuation, surveillance, and air defense. The battlefield itself is changing, and drones have become a dominant force in that transformation. For Ukraine, drone technology is providing capabilities that can be produced, adapted, and deployed at a speed that traditional military equipment often cannot match. The Independence Day showcase therefore offered a visual representation of how Ukraine is trying to fight a technologically driven war. Nearly 100 pieces of military equipment were displayed in Kyiv, but unlike conventional military parades, the focus was not on huge formations of troops or columns of tanks. Instead, the emphasis was on unmanned systems. The event was also significant because it marked Kyiv's first military parade since 2022, and the contrast with traditional military ceremonies was striking. There were no conventional troop formations or tank-heavy displays dominating the streets. Instead, Ukraine presented a military increasingly shaped by drones and autonomous systems. Kyiv established a separate drone warfare branch in 2024, further institutionalizing the role of unmanned technology within its armed forces. The Unmanned Systems Forces now lead Ukraine's drone warfare effort, reflecting the growing importance of this technology to the country's defense strategy. The message from the parade was not simply about the weapons Ukraine has today. It was also about the future of warfare. Drones are offering a glimpse into a battlefield where machines can conduct reconnaissance, strike targets, carry supplies, clear mines, and evacuate casualties, often without putting a human operator directly in the danger zone. And as Ukraine marks another year of independence, its military is presenting unmanned warfare as one of the key pillars of its future defense capability. But the Independence Day events were not limited to military technology. Ukraine also received fresh political and military backing from European leaders. The United Kingdom and France pledged stronger military support for Kyiv, as Ukraine continues to seek greater assistance in defending itself against Russia. The commitments came as leaders of the coalition of the willing gathered in Kyiv. Britain and France also offered Ukraine access to classified military technology, signaling deeper defense cooperation as the war continues. UK Prime Minister Andy Burnham urged NATO allies to strengthen Ukraine's defenses, particularly as Kyiv faces continued Russian missile and drone attacks. For Ukraine, the need for a stronger shield remains urgent. Russian airstrikes continue to threaten cities and critical infrastructure, making air defense one of Kyiv's most important military requirements. The latest pledges therefore come at a crucial moment, as Ukraine attempts to strengthen its ability to intercept incoming threats while maintaining pressure on Russian forces. Allies have pledged fresh support on Ukraine's Independence Day, reinforcing the political message that Kyiv is not standing alone. At the same time, Ukraine is stepping up its own long-range strikes against Russian infrastructure. The combination of Western military assistance, expanding domestic defense production, and increasingly sophisticated drone warfare is shaping Ukraine's strategy as the conflict enters another phase. From the Dnipro River to the skies above Kyiv, and from unmanned ground vehicles moving along Kreshchatyk Avenue to long-range strike systems targeting Russian infrastructure, Ukraine's Independence Day parade has showcased a military being transformed by technology. The celebration has therefore become more than a display of national pride. It is a statement about how Ukraine intends to fight, defend itself, and build its military capabilities in the years ahead. And at the center of that strategy is one unmistakable technology: the drone.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.